Hi everyone, it's Zahra here, acting as the 2020 Youth Week Ambassador. Now before I begin, I'd like to respectfully acknowledge the past and present traditional owners of this land on which we are meeting, the Whadjuk Noongar people. It is a privilege to be standing on this country. 2020 has certainly been a whirlwind of unprecedented events. However, despite the fact that we've had to deal with a lot of chaos, it's now time to stand forth hand in hand and to acknowledge the incredible initiatives and movements of young people across Western Australia. As the Youth Week Ambassador for 2020, it has been an absolute privilege to listen to young people across my state and to hear about the incredible change that they are making in their own industries. From activists to artists, it has been nothing short of incredible. But it's not just enough to look at my own experience. So let's just pause and rewind for a second and look at some of Western Australia's most incredible youth, look at what their thoughts are on Youth Week 2020.
Youth Week is a recognition for all those young voices who have shown responsibility in establishing our democracy.
An opportunity given for young people.
A week dedicated to celebrating our achievements.
Because it is a time for us to celebrate the amazing contributions that young people make within our society.
It amplifies the diverse stories of so many young people.
An opportunity for us to reflect on all the awesome things that young people in our communities are getting up to.
Their contribution in the systemic advocacy and, more importantly, a unanimous collective response for the greater good of the humanity.
They can express their views on issues that they're facing that affects their everyday life.
The fact that our voices are used to make an impact on the issues that are affecting us, and I couldn't be any more proud.
And it reminds us all that so much is possible.
These are certainly only a few of the young people that I can vouch for within the Western Australia community that are making incredible change. However, what I can say is that Western Australia youth holds something special. It is the power to unite as one and to deliver something incredible. And this notion has certainly been reinforced through my time working with the Propel team. So now it's my turn to share my thoughts on Youth Week 2020 and my experience as the Youth Week Ambassador for 2020. I'll be sharing 3 messages that I certainly want to get across to all youth within our state. Stay tuned for more. Lesson number 1. If there's something that I certainly did dislike about my mandate, it was the term Youth Week Ambassador. Quite ironic that I've described myself as the Youth Week Ambassador, but it was certainly a term that made me roll my eyes quite a few times, simply because it held strong connotations that I was the spokesperson for all young people. This takes me to my notion that young people don't need these fancy titles to validate their work or who they are. We certainly need to stand hand in hand amongst each other and to collectively push forth and support one another to create the changes that we want to see. These titles don't depict who we are, and this title of Youth Week Ambassador certainly did not depict who I am. Message number 2. As touched on previously, I definitely want to highlight that young people come in all different intersectional identities. Society tends to hold this conception that young people should be fitted in one small box, when instead we should be celebrating our different identities that we do hold. Throughout my mandate, I've had so many meaningful conversations with different young people across Western Australia who hold different identities, and it is so important to recognise that the intersectional identities of young people can certainly have a negative effect on their active citizenship within our communities, simply because there are numerous barriers that can limit the growth of young people. Once again, we must work together to create an inclusive society that allows the voices and empowers the voices of all young people, regardless of their overlapping minorities. And message number 3, the most important one of all that I've certainly pushed forth throughout the past few years: young people are not just the future, they are the present. We must recognize that youth are not the leaders of tomorrow, they are the leaders of today. Once again, throughout my term, I have witnessed the incredible abilities of so many young people. And if there's something that I certainly did notice, was that they are creating change that must be recognized. Young people, the youth of Western Australia, are not just our future, they are our present. Thank you so much to the Propel team, the Department of Communities, Hasib, as well as every single young person that I have interacted with over the past few months. Thank you for making my mandate just as memorable as it was meant to be. Thank you so much, everyone. It has been an absolute privilege to work as the Youth Week Ambassador.